Congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers, man, who had just signed DeAndre Ayton. He signed a 2-year deal, 1+1 option. This is the most, I'm going to see how this shit go contract, if I've ever seen one. So this is going to be very interesting to see. But the Lakers have gotten their center that they have longed for, especially since last season. You know what I'm saying? Jackson Hayes came in and fulfilled that role very well up until the coaching staff didn't believe in him, didn't trust him. Like, they verbatim said, Jackson Hayes will not be playing tonight as a 7-footer. He will not be playing in a game with another 7-footer who has dominated the boards. We will not be playing any size this game as they have a 7'2" guy dominating the boards. Okay, anywho, they get, DeAndre Ayton here. I think it's a good pick here, but I do worry about the contract and how it was formed, because now you get a 1+1, so he's not really guaranteed to be there long term, depending on how this year goes. And it's very hard to see how a team, like how good they can be after only 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So, but we're in this ring culture where everybody is just moving, chasing. So I hope DeAndre Ayton finds a home with the Los Angeles Lakers with this roster currently. Speaking of rosters, go ahead and go on the depth chart. Starting off, we got Luka, AR, Rui, Braun, Ayton. Now, if you think about it though, this 5 right here isn't bad. You got a solid defender, good defender, little wash defensively, right? Okay defender. But DeAndre Ayton also can be that guy who can give you a double-double every single night, okay? He's like in rare territory in terms of averaging double-doubles. Anywho, Luka Doncic, this offseason, this is going to be a very huge offseason for him. If he can get in shape, if he can lose those pounds, man, he'll be freaking phenomenal. Like, that'll give the stigma or the notion that I'm here to stay and I'm dead-ass serious about this season. I want to be playing like how I was in Dallas my first 2 years, especially going into the bubble, because that boy was phenomenal. I've seen pictures and videos of Luka recently, and it looks like he actually lost weight. He's taking his diet more seriously this summer. And I think it was a wake-up call. I think J.J. Redick calling him out in that press conference was very huge. I think that was a staple in the team structure by saying, hey, man, doesn't matter if you're Luka, LeBron, you have to be in championship shape to compete in this league, and that's fact. Second unit, we got Gabe Vincent, Goodwin, Jake LaRavia. Can't believe the Kings lost him, bro. I'm actually sick the Kings lost this guy right here. He's a really good piece, man. Laker fandom, you'll love him. You got Vandy off the bench. Then you have Maxi Kleber. Then you have a dude, Dalton Connect, Shake Milton, Bronny James. Okay? There is something very interesting about this roster. Outside of Luka, AR, sometimes Bron, you really don't have a legit backup PG piece off the bench. Gabe Vincent's more of your catch and shoot guy, perimeter defender, right? So whether you find something in Summer League, I'm not sure, but there is a key piece in the Summer League team that is playing for the Lakers that I just found out recently. His name's DJ Stewart. Okay, DJ Stewart went to Duke University, McDonald's All-American. He is on the Lakers roster, and I think they're actually looking at him seriously and adding him to the roster at the backup position for point guard. Because if you look at his G League stats when he played with the Memphis Hustle, played with the multiple teams, the Boston Celtics G League team, like, he can freaking go. He's one of those guys you can get for cheap, and like that will just come out of nowhere. I'm telling you right now, make sure you guys watch the Lakers Summer League team because DJ Stewart can be very special. Okay, now let's go ahead and go into the payroll for the Sacramento Kings. I'm cooked for the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, they are $60 million over, or lack of, have $67 million lacked of cap space. That's not even a freaking word terminology I'm looking for. Anyway, let's go over the cap summary. Cap maximum, you guys can't even see it. $154 million per team, right? That's the cap maximum. Active roster, $176 million. This is the active roster right now. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Max Kleber, Dalton Connect, Shake Milton, Jordan Godwin, Bronny James, Trey Jameson. Now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? The first apron summary. They have $19 million in first apron space. Now, I don't know if these two contracts have filled into the roster because it doesn't say active roster spot. It says pending. So I'm guessing they're assuming that so I'm guessing this right here, is assuming that these haven't went through, which is what it looks like. So once these go through, I assume this first apron space is going to close. Now, your first apron space allows you to do this. When you're in the first apron, that means you're above the original cap. Why do I have 2 freaking camera angles, by the way? Oh my gosh. All right. So the first apron means you're above the first cap. I mean, the initial cap, but below the second apron, okay? So you're not as limited when you're in this first apron window, you can access your mid-level exception, your non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which is around like about $14 million, okay? Once you touch into this second apron space, yes, you have $31 million in I can't even speak today, in second apron space, but once you touch the second apron, you're very limited. And the list of limitations goes as things such as like you could lose or like you can't trade your first round picks 7 years from now. You lose the access to the mid-level exception. What else? I have it here in my phone right here. You can't use trade exceptions from previous years. Can't send cash and trade deals. A draft pick can move to the end of the first round if the team remains above the second apron for 3 out of the 5 years. So the second apron, shout out to the new CBA. Well, not shout out to the new CBA. The new CBA in the second apron is going to kill all potential dynasties, OKC, because you're going to have guys like Shea, J-Dub, and Chet who all need to get paid. And for team structure, if you're going to try to pay all those guys, you're not going to have really no bench and no depth. So then it's going to get really tricky when you're looking at guys like J-Dub and Chet. The second apron is literally to diminish any opportunity of a Kevin Durant-esque joining the Warriors with Curry, Draymond, Klay Thompson, etc., etc. Okay, I'm not sure if I like it or love it, but it does put limitations on teams becoming dynasties. Now, LeBron James here, another huge thing we want to talk about. Can't even highlight the damn freaking salary cap. The salary. He opted in to his, we'll round it up, to his $53 million player option. Now, this is the one rare thing about LeBron James with this contract that he just opted into. He didn't renegotiate. He didn't become a free agent and get a new contract, a 1+1 deal. So it's a few things we're thinking about here. We're thinking like, okay, as a fan, as a basketball person on the outside looking in, we're thinking, this could be it for LeBron. That contract, 1 year, no option on the other end. So after this year, regardless, he's going to be a free agent. This is going to be looked at as an expiring contract. In we're going on year 23 years of LeBron James playing basketball. The first 22 years, we never looked at LeBron's contract as an expiring contract. This is rare territory, but this is where father time kicks in, man. He's 41 years old, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like $53 million, expiring contract. Now, expiring contracts over time, for those that don't know, become tradable contracts. Why? Because then you know, okay, if I trade for LeBron James, he has an expiring contract. Cool. I trade players who are on longer-term contracts for that one expiring contract, because that means next year that $53 million will be dumped from my salary cap, and I can go get a max player and sign them for a longer-term thing. So that's something to look out for here. That's why everybody keep talking about LeBron James possibly traded, and some fans are out there saying, well, how can it be traded if he just opted in $53 million? Because it's an expiring contract. Now, had he opted out, became a free agent, and signed like a 2-year deal with the option, it would be a little bit tougher to trade for him, because you'll say, I might have this contract on the books for 2 years if I trade for him this year, right? So now LeBron James signing that puts him in a position to where he could potentially get traded, which is crazy to say. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's kind of interesting to see, okay? Luka Doncic, man, this pick right here, or this signing, is all for this guy, 100%. It's all for Luka Doncic. They're showing like, Luka, we're trying to build around you. 100% trying to build around you, okay? We know LeBron James after this year, 99% 99%, like I can't even freaking speak right now. We are 99% sure that LeBron James after this year is either retiring or moving on to another team to retire. I don't see him playing longer than 2 more years. Okay, I think he's going to want to walk out on top of the game, still looking good, averaging 23, 24 points. You know what I mean? Because once you start looking a little older, man, it's just sad to see, bro. Like, it really hurts hearts. You know what I mean? So, Luka Doncic on his current contract has $43 million. Last year, he's getting $45 million this year. He has a player option to opt in at $48 million for the next season, 2026, 2027. Okay, now here's the kicker here. He's going to get an extension. For how much that's going to be, I don't know. But Luka Doncic is going to get an extension. I got to do more research here. I'm not sure if they have Luka's bird rights, but if they do, we're talking about something special here. All right. Also, Austin Reeves, let's go back to this. Okay. Austin Reeves, player option at the end of this season. He has a player option to where he can say, you know what, I'm going to become a free agent, which if they don't extend him this year, I'm almost 100% certain Austin Reeves is going to opt out and become a free agent. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to leave Los Angeles Lakers. They can still pay him. But he's going to seek a big-time contract, especially how the market is now. He's going to get a fat contract for sure. I think Los Angeles Lakers are going to focus on extending Luka, extending Reeves, and then going from there. And then hopefully if DeAndre Ayton, likes his stay, he'll pick up his player option, or they can try to extend him after this season. So it'd be very interesting to see what they do with that. Now, Bronny James here, he's on the books up until 2027, right? That's when the team option. So the team, by then, if Bronny doesn't take an exceptional jump, right, when Bron's going to be out the league by 2027, in my personal opinion. So I think they might decline that team option unless they can find a way to insert him into this rotation. It's going to be very tough because you're looking to make a playoff push this year. You don't really want to have time to develop, or you don't have really time to develop. The Los Angeles Lakers, over time, don't really give time to develop. You must be ready to go as you come. Pause. You did what I'm saying. And the reason why I say it is because you look at Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell. All guys that I would say personally they gave up on pretty quickly. But this new culture, they give you damn near 2.5 years. And if you ain't producing, you're gone. We gave Jalen Green, 3.5 to 4 years. And people keep saying he's not a cornerstone piece of a championship team. He can't be this and that. I'm like, bro's only 22 years old, bro. Like, gosh, damn. God forbid he can't continue to get better. You did what I'm saying? So it's like we have became so desensitized to the fact that guys can't grow in the NBA because it's like, well, there's new statistics coming in, you better be better. Like, we expect exceptional jumps and leaps. Now, one guy I will give an example of this is Keegan Murray. Okay, we expected an exceptional jump, but then when we got DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, I knew for a fact it was going to diminish his jump a little bit because those are guys that are going to get more touches than Keegan Murray. But now, this is Keegan Murray's year to show, like, okay, I can be a cornerstone piece for the Sacramento Kings moving forward. This is a huge year for him. But there'll be some teams that give guys 2-year opportunities that were drafted in the first round. It's just like, gosh, damn. And another guy, I don't see why the Golden State Warriors haven't given more opportunity to Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga, I think, will be phenomenal on the Sacramento Kings. But anywho, I'm going too far off to the left. Focusing on the Los Angeles Lakers here. And with this current roster, okay, you guys tell me, could this be a top 6 team in the West? The reason why I say top 6, that means they'll be outside of the play-in. That means they'll get a solidified playoff spot. Could you see this team being that? And the reason why I think they can, okay, I went on Twitter and I was like 7th seed at best, and I commented, I was like, I'm 100% hating, by the way, because I'm freaking sick. They actually got DeAndre Ayton, and it's saying they're potentially getting him for $8 million. $8 million? This is going to be the perfect year for DeAndre Ayton to actually shun down, diminish all rumors of he's a diva, he's a locker room cancer, he's a bad teammate. This is the year for DeAndre Ayton to prove himself. At age 27, he knows this. This is a huge year for him. So if he goes into this team, you know what I'm saying, he dominates and he performs very well, this is potentially a spot where he can be for somewhat long-term, especially with Luka Doncic there, who's around the same age as him. You dig what I'm saying? Austin Reeves, who's also around the same age as him. They have a good nucleus here. And we haven't seen this from a LeBron James team in a while. Every time LeBron leaves the team, that team becomes a lottery pick. But getting the Luka Doncic once Bron leave, these niggas ain't gonna be no lottery pick. This is gonna be something very special to watch in the future here. Now, moving forward, the Los Angeles Lakers could still potentially get with that lower, I don't know if it's a lower mid-level exception because of the first apron here. Let me pull this back up. Where'd it go? Right here. But they can also get another piece like a Al Horford. Might be a little old for sure, but he can give you something solid off the bench. You dig what I'm saying? The DeAndre Ayton thing is huge, though, because on this current roster, let's go back one more time, your backup center, though, you really don't have any. You can go small ball center with Jared Vanderbilt, small ball center with Rui Hachimura, but DeAndre Ayton, you know what I'm saying, at 7 foot, helps that a lot. You have Jamison, who's, two-way guy, who's not bad, but I'm interested to see if they can get Al Horford to be like a backup to DeAndre Ayton for size besides reasons, because you don't want to get an opportunity. I mean, a situation where you're playing another Rudy Gobert and he has 99 rebounds. Okay, but let me know in the comments what you guys think of this signing right here from the Los Angeles Lakers. I think this is pretty dope. I think it's pretty big, man. This is a big year for the Los Angeles Lakers. This is a big year for DeAndre Ayton. If things go well, this could be a potentially Western Conference Finals team. And if the Lakers dare touch the finals, it's wide open, because the Eastern Conference right now, we don't know what the hell's gonna go on. Okay, a lot of shit is going. We got Jason Tatum out for a year. We got Tyrese Halliburton out for a year. We got Damian Lillard out for a year. We got Damian actually getting waived. We got Giannis teaming up with Miles Turner. We don't know what that's gonna look like. But then there's teams like the Pistons, dark horses like Orlando Magic that could creep in this year. Cavaliers, this could be the one year where they can actually see through. There's no Boston Celtics juggernaut. They're still solid, but not a juggernaut no more. So the New York Knicks can finally, you know what I'm saying? I mean, health. I mean, like, if they're healthy, they could potentially be a finals team. So this NBA season could be wide open. But then you have the Oklahoma City Thunder, who didn't lose nobody, to my knowledge. But like I said, if the Lakers can somehow surpass a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder and get to the finals, we will be witnessing LeBron getting his 5th and Luka getting his 1st. And with the center like DeAndre Ayton, if he plays how we know he can play, how we saw him play years ago in Phoenix when they were, you know, going to the finals, stuff like that, if he can tap into that, that could be a solid team, man. Interested to see what's going to happen for the rest of this free agent season right here going into Summer League. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Appreciate you guys for watching. Sell on air. Sayonara. Peace.